What's up, beautiful people? And it is another sunny day here in Sandakan, and it is our last full day here, and actually it's a bit of a sad day because it is Hannah's last full day in Borneo with myself and my mum. It's been a pretty eventful day actually here already because we saw a snake chomping down on a lizard. Look at that! Oh my god! And the lizard subsequently escaped. Ah! It ran away! Jeez! Oh god! Oh god! Woo! Hello, Mr. Lizard.
Like planet Earth.
Oh, the snake's slithering up. The snake is there. Oh, this is... Oh god! No, you can stay away from me. That was just a really crazy, interesting thing to see. And we were just looking out of our window at the hotel we're staying at right now, and we thought we saw a snake. I grabbed my zoom camera and we zoomed in, and we think it was actually a crocodile that we saw literally just right next to the city.
Oh, it looks like a crocodile.
Wait, what?
It's really wide.
Jeez.
It's not a crocodile, I don't think. It might be, look.
Oh yeah, I actually think that's a crocodile.
I don't know what it is. Like, if you see, this is this is how far away it is. You can't even see it now from here on the camera, and then you just zoom back in there, and hello, what the hell is that?
Well, there are crocodiles around here, right?
Evidently so. Oh, its head is out.
Pretty crazy morning. But anyway, now we thought we'd kind of like bring together the trip for Hannah, for us all really, from the first 3 weeks that we've had here in Borneo in East Malaysia. Looking forward to exploring today. Started our trip in Kuching, and I think we all fell in love with it, but yeah, you really liked it, didn't you?
I loved Kuching. It was so different to what I was expecting. Generally Asian cities can be really hectic and busy, and I like cities but not too much. So I was expecting kind of the same sort of thing, but we got there and it was just calm and relaxed, and it kind of just felt like they'd plonked a city in the middle of the jungle, but no one had ever really adapted to like the crazy hectic city life. It was just walking around like you could have been in a remote village for all the people seemed to behave like.
Yeah, I think the people in Kuching, I think really it's just that, like we said before in the vlog when we were there, we spoke to someone and he said it's like we've got the development of a modern city, but we still have the mindset from the past, and it's really nice because everyone there's so chilled, so friendly, like they've always got a smile. I really liked it there.
Plus the food in Kuching is great.
Yeah, the food was very good. Then we moved on to Bako. Here we go. Which I think was one of your favourite places of the whole trip, right?
Yeah, definitely. Probably tied for my favourite place. But Bako was actually the place I was most looking forward to when we came, because I'd planned to go to Borneo ages and ages ago, and then I'd done some research into it, and I had such high hopes for Bako. I didn't want to get too high hopes because then you might get disappointed, but I couldn't help but be excited.
Yeah, I think with that booking ahead and making sure we managed to actually get a night overnight there was really good.
Yeah.
And just seeing Hannah's face when we'd seen the proboscis monkeys and one literally just like jumped out in front of us that first moment.
It's crazy.
We said to ourselves, we all said, if we see the proboscis monkeys in Bako, we'll all be so happy. And we got there, we were walking for like half an hour, and this proboscis monkey just jumped out, and then we got to see some of them so close, and that those 2 days were just incredible. We went back to Kuching, experienced some amazing hospitality from Zen, who was just so kind to take us out for food. I mean, I did have an allergy to laksa. It has just come. I started having like a bit of an allergic reaction to the laksa.
He was really sweet. He like made sure that I could eat everything, and he like went through because I don't eat meat or fish.
What was it, Kai Lan? Is that what it's called?
I think so. And
the veg that you really liked.
Really good. So we went through everything with all the ingredients just to make sure it was definitely like 100% vegetarian. And it was so nice. I really because I generally just tend to stick to like vegetable noodles or vegetable rice because I know that I can eat it. It was really nice to try more of like the local dishes that I hadn't had a chance to try before.
It's just so welcoming for you and my mum, and we all had such a nice time together that evening. I'm from Kuching. We flew to Mulu, and I feel like I'm gonna say like, oh, this is a highlight. Oh, this is a highlight. This is a highlight. But honestly, so many things on this trip have been so good, and I think how was Mulu for you?
Oh well, I was excited just to get there because I'd never been on a twin propeller plane before. I was excited just for the journey. I was excited just for the journey alone. Garden of Eden Walk was definitely the highlight. I mean, if you're going to Mulu, book in advance. The Garden of Eden Walk was definitely the highlight. It was not what any of us expected it to be.
It was definitely like more caving than we thought it was going to be.
How's the adventure caving, Mum?
Well, it's more adventurous than I thought.
Doing really well. There you go, there you go.
Yeah, I generally stay away from caves and caving, but I really enjoyed it actually. I kind of like surprised myself, like climbing through small gaps, and I was like, you know what, I've got this. Put one foot in front of the other, you can do this. And I had a great time, and the waterfall was beautiful. I saw leeches felt this big swimming through the water, and I was like, no. But other than that, it was great.
Yeah, and obviously the bats at Mulu. First 2 nights that we were there, they hadn't come out, but the third night they did, and that was just incredible. Like, you could see the BBC were there filming for a new programme that's coming out, and you could see why. Yeah,
that was so interesting to see that being filmed, because I grew up watching so many nature documentaries with my parents, and just to see how these things are made, and to be able to say I went somewhere that they filmed, like one of these Planet Earth type of things, is incredible.
From Mulu, we went on to KK, Kota Kinabalu.
Yeah.
Where we had a little bit of trouble with the Airbnb, but it itself was nice. We had this incredible infinity pool, which we both loved. And then we actually had quite a chilled time there. We were going to go around some of the islands, but the weather wasn't great. You actually didn't feel too good, did you, there?
No, I got quite ill there. I don't know why. I just had a terrible cold. I was like streaming constantly. I was like shoving tissues up my nose. I was like, I'm not getting out of bed.
Too beautiful. There is so much going on in Kota Kinabalu today. There is an Eco Art Inspires Public Community Interactive Art Programme going on right now. But look at these cool things, like this is a hornbill, loads of other random sculptures. And then from there, we've flown down to Sandakan, and we had a day here where we surprised ourselves by enjoying the
Agnes Keith House.
Yeah.
So I think we've both been to Asia enough to know that sometimes the museums and things aren't always the best.
Well, I mean, in general, I don't actually end up going to too many museums. That's just because I feel like when I've been travelling, I've just rather explored the nature side of things. So when my mum really wanted to go to this museum, it's like one of the main things to do here. We were a bit like, And I didn't know Agnes Keith, I didn't know the author, I didn't know anything about her, but actually going in and seeing this old like colonial style house was really good, and we learnt so much, didn't we?
It was actually so much better than I was expecting. But then upstairs there was this video kind of showing the history of Sandakan, which kind of it was really poignant actually, and it kind of totally changed how we viewed the city, because I think we'd walked around this, like in the morning thinking, it's okay, but it's not our favourite place. To know that it was completely burnt to ashes and they had to rebuild from nothing really kind of changed my attitude towards like the people here and really made me appreciate how far they've come.
But from there, onto Kinabalu, which I think was another real highlight.
Kinabalu is also probably joint top.
With Bako.
With Bako, definitely.
In this case, like with Bako, we went in saying if we see proboscis monkeys, we'll be so happy. With Kinabalu, we were like, if we do manage to see pygmy elephants, which we'd already heard were super rare, we thought if we manage to see them, we're gonna be like just so happy. And then the very first cruise we went out on
was mad. Like the very first cruise, I think we got 4 out of the 5 of the Borneo Big 5.
The rhinoceros hornbill.
And we were just there like, well, can anything top this? I can just go home now, I'm happy.
And seeing the elephant again the next day when it was crossing the river.
Yeah, because we would have been so happy just to see just even one glimpse of...
Like a flap of an ear or like a bit of a...
Just even to hear it.
Yeah.
But... That wasn't your best. You've done better. That's better. There you go. He was doing this for hours afterwards.
All the wildlife we saw there, the hornbills, the proboscis monkeys, we got a glimpse of an orangutan. The crocodiles, obviously the pygmy elephants, just everything about it. That was just such a good tour. And
even though we only saw a glimpse of an orangutan, which looked more like a big black blob from quite far away, to be honest, but I think it was the animal that I was not least bothered about seeing, but because we'd seen them already at Semangok.
Oh yeah, of course, you didn't speak.
And we were going to see it in Cephalok when we got back. I was kind of like, okay, I can see orangutans, I'd rather focus on seeing the other things.
Yeah, definitely. I think we've been really fortunate in that everywhere pretty much everywhere we've seen the wildlife that we've wanted to see, or like almost not expected, because you're told you probably won't see a lot of it, but we have, and that's felt really fortunate, right?
Yeah, we genuinely haven't missed anything, which has been incredible, really.
And then since coming back, we've seen the sun bears and been to the orangutan centre here. The orangutan centre here was very different from...
Yeah, I'd heard that they were different, and you can... Well, Sarawak and Sabah, as states, individually are very, very different, and their attitudes towards like the orangutan conservation places are also very different. So the one in Sarawak is much more... You see it from a distance, and the human orangutan contact is very much minimised. Whereas here, it did feel a little bit more like a zoo, and then you'd go in and like they were straight in front of you, and they were kind of a lot more contact with humans and much more tame, to be honest.
But I think as well, they said like 81% or something of the orangutans that they like rescued because they were either being kept badly or mistreated or orphaned or anything like this.
Yeah.
They'd been brought in, and of that 81% of those went through a rehabilitation process, and then 66% were actually released back into the wild. So although there is a lot of contact, I think
it's effective.
It's clearly very effective in a different way. And it also allowed us, we were very thankful because it allowed us to see them at such a closer sort of distance, and we could appreciate just how human-like they were as well.
Yeah, it was because when we went to go see the feeding platform in Cephalok, there was just this one huge male orangutan with the face things, I don't know what they're called.
Flanges. Is that what they're called?
Flanges are fingers, right?
Flanges?
Flanges.
Is that it?
I think so. We'll go with it. The face flanges. He was just sat there. He was so slow and gentle, and you could...
Flaps. Face flaps.
Even though they're so huge, it's almost like they're completely aware of their power, and therefore they're like, I'm not going to do anything with any haste. I'm just going to gently move. And this one orangutan was just sat there eating these bananas whilst these pigtail macaques were being so cheeky around them and trying to steal all the bananas. And eventually he had enough, and he just grabbed one of these monkeys and pulled it back down by its tail and was like, absolutely not, they're my bananas.
I think the sun bears was another highlight actually in a different way, because we got to speak to the founder and CEO, Wong, and he just explained a lot about the work they do there, and I think it's super important to understand the work that they're doing there as well, and they're just such beautiful animals as well, right?
Yeah, it was really cool to see them and to see like how much work they're doing. So they have 44 bears at the centre, and they do really good work to rehabilitate them. It's amazing to see that most of them come from the illegal pet industry, and when you see them you can see just how cute they are.
Yeah, they are
and
very
you
cute.
don't ever want to have one as a pet, but you can definitely understand why they were taken as pets.
And I definitely wouldn't want to be on the wrong side of them. They're still bears, and they were like,
Yeah,
even when
they're
they were
maybe
playing with each
tiny.
other, and they were like, I was like, yeah, I wouldn't want to
And
be
the
in a fight with
huge
you.
claws.
Yeah, so, and I mean, I guess that pretty much brings us to where we are here. That was the whole trip, really. We're currently treating ourselves to a little bit of luxury in the 4 Points hotel. We decided that we'd splash out a little bit. It's still not crazy. We'd read that it was like 5-star luxury at a fraction of the price because we're out here and things are a little bit cheaper for us. So we decided to stay here, and it has been a fantastic place with like this beautiful infinity pool overlooking the bay. I think it's been a really, really nice way for us to finish, but is there anything that you haven't liked so much out here?
The food has been a bit hit and miss.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's been really great, sometimes it's been meh. And the vegetarian food at the river was pretty not great, to be honest. But I guess you kind of have to expect that.
So my camera battery just died a little bit right at the end of that video. Can you sum up your trip at all? How do you want to do it?
Incredible wildlife, beautiful people, some really good food, some excellent tea. You guys know how to do tea. And cheap.
Sweet. So I guess that rounds off this portion of the trip quite nicely. We'll still be seeing Hannah, I guess, at the start of tomorrow's vlog before she heads off, but that will be around about it. So it's been a fantastic trip. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for taking me.
But I am going to finish this one up here and make the most of the pool. I think that's a good idea.
Yes, it's so hot today.
So we're going to head down to the pool right now. So I'm going to finish this one up here. Thank you so much for watching. Big love. That feels good around here.